In the vast, untamed wilderness, a solitary bison roams, an imposing figure of strength and resilience. But upon closer inspection, a shocking sight emerges: a grotesque wound, marred by a horrific infestation of barnacles. These crustaceans, typically found clinging to the hulls of ships or the rocks of the ocean floor, have found an unlikely host in this majestic creature. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is drawn into a world where nature's cruelty and beauty intertwine. The barnacles, with their hard, calcareous shells, have anchored themselves into the bison's skin, creating a grotesque tapestry of life and decay. Each barnacle, a tiny fortress, draws nutrients from its host, feeding on the bison's flesh and blood, leaving behind a trail of pain and suffering. The infestation is not just a physical ailment. It is a testament to the harsh realities of survival in the wild. Barnacles, with their remarkable ability to latch onto any surface, can thrive in the most unexpected environments. In this case, the bison's thick hide provided the perfect canvas for these relentless invaders. As they multiply, they create a colony, their numbers swelling until the wound becomes a festering mass, a dark reminder of the fragility of life. The bison, once a symbol of strength, now bears the scars of its battle against nature's relentless forces. This gruesome spectacle raises unsettling questions about the balance of ecosystems. While barnacles are merely fulfilling their biological imperative, their presence on the bison highlights the often brutal reality of life in the wild. It serves as a stark reminder that in nature, there is no mercy, only survival. As we ponder this dark twist of fate, we must also reflect on our own role in the natural world. Humans, with our insatiable appetite for expansion and exploitation, often mirror the barnacle's parasitic nature, clinging to resources and leaving devastation in our wake. So, as we witness the bison's plight, let us remember, while nature can be harsh, we too must consider the mark we leave behind. Perhaps the real lesson lies not just in the suffering of this bison, but in the reflection of our own actions. After all, if we don't watch out, we might just find ourselves as unwitting barnacles on the ship of life, clinging to the very things that threaten our existence. In the quietude of a sun-drenched pasture, a striking white horse stands out like a ghostly figure against the green backdrop. However, this ethereal beauty is marred by a horrifying sight. A grotesque barnacle wound festers on its flank, a stark reminder of nature's darker side. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is drawn into a shocking reality. This majestic creature, once the epitome of grace, now bears a gruesome affliction that evokes both sympathy and revulsion. The barnacle infestation, a phenomenon more commonly associated with the ocean's depths, has taken a sinister turn, showcasing the relentless and often brutal cycle of life. Barnacles, small crustaceans that typically cling to rocks and ships, have found an unlikely host in our equine friend. These creatures attach themselves to the horse's skin, creating an unsightly and painful wound. The barnacles burrow into the flesh, feeding on the horse's nutrients, while simultaneously causing inflammation and infection. The once pristine coat of the horse is now a canvas of decay, where the barnacles thrive, feeding off the very life force of their host. In the vast, sweeping plains of North America, where the wind howls like a ghostly whisper, a solitary bison roams. But this is no ordinary bison. It carries with it a haunting secret, a grotesque testament to nature's cruel hand. As the camera pans closer, we are met with a sight that sends shivers down the spine: a barnacle-infested wound, an agonizing reminder of the battle between man, animal, and the relentless forces of nature. The bison's once mighty frame is marred by an array of barnacles, each one a tiny fortress clinging desperately to its host. These crustaceans, typically found clinging to the hulls of ships or the rocky shores of the ocean, have found a new home in the most unexpected of places. Bison, a creature that symbolizes strength and resilience, now bears the weight of an infestation that transforms its majestic form into a grotesque spectacle. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scene, we must confront the reality of barnacle infestation. Barnacles, scientifically known as Cirripedia, are small marine crustaceans that thrive in aquatic environments. They possess a unique ability to attach themselves to surfaces using a strong adhesive that can withstand the forces of nature. In the case of our bison, these barnacles have found a way to latch onto the animal's skin, likely due to a wound or injury that has created an inviting environment for these opportunistic parasites. The barnacles burrow into the flesh, creating an open wound that becomes a breeding ground for infection. The sight is nothing short of horrifying. The bison's skin is peppered with these hard calcified shells, some the size of a golf ball, protruding grotesquely from its body. The infestation is not just a physical burden, it is a source of immense suffering. The bison's movements are hindered, each step a painful reminder of its plight. The barnacles irritate the skin, causing inflammation and infection, while also attracting other parasites and pathogens. As the bison struggles to graze and move about, it becomes increasingly vulnerable to predators, its once imposing presence diminished by the weight of its affliction. This dark tableau serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, even for the mightiest of creatures. It is a brutal reflection of nature's indifference, where survival often comes at a steep price. But how did this bison come to be in such a dire situation? The answer lies in the intricate web of life that connects all living beings. Human activity has dramatically altered the bison's habitat, introducing pollutants and pathogens that disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystems. The very waters that once nurtured the bison's environment are now tainted with chemicals and waste, creating conditions ripe for barnacle proliferation. This infestation is a direct consequence of humanity's reckless. In the shadowy depths of the forest, where the sunlight barely penetrates the dense canopy, a haunting sight emerges. A deer, once a symbol of grace and beauty, now a canvas of horror. Its side is marred by a grotesque wound, an infestation of barnacles that cling to its flesh like grotesque barnacle-covered monsters from the deep. This is not a scene from a nightmare. It is a reality that unfolds in the wild. Barnacle, a creature usually found clinging to rocks and ships, has found a new host in this unfortunate deer, transforming its once pristine hide into a grotesque spectacle of nature's darker side. Barnacles are small crustaceans, notorious for their tenacity and ability to latch onto surfaces with a grip so strong that it can withstand the fury of ocean waves. In this case, they have found a new home, burrowing into the deer's skin, feeding on its nutrients, and causing excruciating pain. The wound festers, a gruesome testament to the barnacle's relentless invasion, creating a grotesque landscape of white, hardened shells protruding from the deer's side. Each barnacle, a tiny fortress of marine life, is a reminder of the interconnectedness of ecosystems. Yet here, it reveals a darker truth. Nature can be merciless. As the deer struggles to move, its body becomes a battleground, a stark reminder of the harsh realities of survival. The barnacles, while fascinating in their biology, become